Hey, how are you? So I've been posting a lot of photos of lobster rolls on social media lately, and people have been very impressed. They've been hitting me up like, dude, you got to do a video about your lobster roll recipe. Those look incredible. Well, believe it or not, lobster rolls are one of the easiest things to make if you can get good lobster on the cheap, which I can because I'm in Cape Cod. So I went to a supermarket and I picked up some chicks, which were $6.99 a piece. Now a chick is a smaller lobster that's usually either a pound to a pound and a quarter. Those will at least make 2 lobster rolls, maybe 3. So step number 1 is you gotta de-meat the lobster. I've met a lot of people that love lobster and eat a lot, but have never actually taken the meat out of their own lobster. That's privilege. So most of the meat in the lobster is in the tail, the claws, and the knuckle. The knuckle is actually the sweetest part of the lobster. I once knew the daughter of a lobsterman, and she was so spoiled that she insisted on only eating knuckle meat. Pretentious as fuck, but you gotta respect it, because it's just, I mean, this is the most delectable piece of the whole sea bug. So we're gonna start with the tail. Just do a nice little twist, and it's off. Now there's a bunch of different ways to de-meat the tail. I like to rip off the tip of the tail completely. And then, if it's a good lobster, you can almost just finger the thing. You finger it up the butt and boom, you got yourself a lobster tail. Now you see this green stuff in here and this red stuff? I think the red stuff is eggs. The green stuff is called tamale. Some people say tamale is incredible to eat and it's the natural guacamole of the lobster, and other people say it's potentially toxic. I like to believe both and only eat like half of it. It does taste good, but yeah, I just think it like has high levels of something that you don't want to really put in your body, but damn, it's tasty. Now, the claws and the knuckle. For the claws, sometimes it's the easiest if you just give them a nice crack. Break off this piece. Yeah, let's go. Boom. Now, I left a little piece of meat in this tip of the claw. You gotta get all the meat out when you're making lobster rolls. Every little morsel counts. So where's my next utensil? You can use this little mini fork and get that out. Boom. Now, the knuckle. It's gonna break the joints. There you go. The knuckle meat, not huge, but that's some of the sweetest meat you'll get in the whole lobster. And then you pretty much just repeat exactly what I just did, but with all the other claws, knuckles, and tails. You can also use a mallet if you want. I guess that worked? No. Now you also got to check underneath the hood, make sure there's no more meat left under there. Ooh, you see, this is a little flap, is actually meat that goes along the top. This is good meat right here. I mean, when I say a nice flap of meat, I mean like barely any meat, but maybe with the flaps, I'll be able to make 2 lobster rolls or 3 instead of just 1. By the way, I forgot to mention, when you cook the lobsters, you put them in a giant pot for about, if you're cooking 3 lobsters, that would be maybe 10 minutes. If it's one lobster, sometimes it can only be like 5. I'm not sure. The supermarket where I got these, they steamed them for me. They do that for free. Now what some people like to do is you take these and you get a little bit of meat out of them. It's almost like eating sunflower seeds. You know, you don't eat sunflower seeds expecting to get a lot of food out of them, but it can be fun to do, just chewing on lobster legs. All right, now that I have de-meated the lobster, which is honestly the toughest step of the whole operation. And don't you even think about going to a supermarket and just buying the meat already out of its shell. You can do that, it's pretty expensive, but if you do that, I'm gonna lose a lot of respect for you, okay? Start cracking some claws. So, we got this bowl of the meat, and our next step is to chop it up. Leave some big chunks, because it looks impressive in the roll, and some people like large chunks, and the rest you can chop up a bit smaller. Then in the bowl, you're gonna add some dollops of mayo, maybe like a 1/4 cup, but don't quote me on that, and some lemon juice. I'm gonna use like half a lemon. Then we're gonna throw in some scallions, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and we're gonna add in the lobster, mix it all together. And now we have what goes in a traditional lobster roll, one that you'll find at any seaside restaurant you go to in New England and beyond. But because this is like my 3rd lobster roll of the week, I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. I normally don't do this, but I have a little bit of chopped pineapple, and I'm gonna put it in. You don't wanna put too much in because you don't wanna mask the flavor of the lobster, but I think a little bit of this will give it a nice tropical flair. It is now time to move on to the buns. How you prepare the buns is also one of the most important aspects of a good lobster roll. All right, so as you see here, I have hot dog buns, garlic butter, and a brush. And we're gonna give the inside and outside of these buns a heavy coating of butter, as one does, because lobster just goes incredible with butter. If you were eating lobster with just mayonnaise, that would be a crime. But you throw in a little butter with the lobster mayonnaise combo, it's life-changing. Gotta get the inside, but don't break the bun. It's almost gonna be like eating these out of a crisp piece of garlic bread. Yeah, get right up in between those buns with this. You can even go along the top. Okay, now I'm obviously not planning on just putting the lobster now in rolls that are soggy with melted butter. No, now we put these in the oven. They get like 375 degrees for 5 minutes, and they'll come out perfectly toasted. Now that we got the buttery toasted buns, it's time to throw in the filling. You can put this on top so it looks cool. Oh yeah. And then as a little garnish, a couple more scallions. Those are 2 delicious looking lobster rolls. Time for a taste test. If a lobster roll is considered a sandwich, I think it's my favorite sandwich. It's just a shame, like, they're never that huge because they're usually served in hot dog buns. And if you get them at a restaurant, it's gonna be like 25 bucks at least, maybe more. Cheapest you'll find is like 19. So I feel like it's not like a lot of food to be paying 19 bucks, but I just went to the supermarket, got those chicks for like 15 bucks, and that was enough to make 3 lobster rolls. I still have leftover meat in there. It's like 7 bucks a lobster roll when you include all of the other ingredients. That is incredible. The pineapple's not bad either. Gives it the perfect sweetness. Seize the moment, guys. If you live near cheap lobster, stop paying for the $30 ones. There's a better way, and it's not hard. As long as you can de-meat a lobster and mix in a little mayo and lemon juice, throw it in a buttered bun, you'll be eating good all summer. Happy 4th of July.